Jen. Good morning.
Hi,
Good. How are
how you
you?
doing?
Good. Good.
Good, good. Yes, ma'am.
How you feeling? You
Good
okay?
morning. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good. I am good early this morning.
Well, I thought today we could.
Ah,
I thought today we could talk about spring and fall. What
yes.
like spring and fall, what people may be experiencing. Um, those kind of things today.
Okay.
So So the question is, do you find your hair sheds more during the spring and the fall? You might be experiencing seasonal hair loss. So most people lose about 50 to 75 strands a day. But in the spring or fall, well, we're going to talk about spring. You may experience close to 100 per day. That's
Mm-hmm.
more light because we're coming out of winter, so we was in a resting stage. So now we're going into a shedding stage. So
Right.
I thought maybe we could talk about that because most people don't know that they lose at least 50 to 75 strands a day of hair strands per day. And I know we
Right.
don't notice it. Some people may notice it in the sink when they're combing their hair. Some people may notice it, just maybe sleeping and they wake up and they see strands in the bed. So
Right.
I want people to know that they do lose a healthy amount is about 50 to 75. But because it's spring, you may lose close to 100. So that is normal, guys. But we do have products that keep your hair healthy, shining, and Jen is going to talk about those things. But I just want to let you guys know what you may be experiencing in this spring.
Right.
Because, Jen,
Mm-hmm.
because I was thinking a lot of people may not know that, but I wanted them to know that they do lose that amount of hair daily.
Daily. So let's also include, so if that's happening daily and it's a normal, we didn't add for those that are that just had
Yes.
babies, or you're going
Mm-hmm.
through medical issues, or you're on medication. It's going to make your
Yes.
normal unnormal. So you got to first know what your
True.
normal looks like. So as you're experiencing the unnormal, how do I um, address that unnormal before you get to the point where, oh my God, my hair is thinning out, like I'm thinner than normal, or how did this happen? So, for an example, for women that are having babies, if you're still nursing your baby, you're probably not going to start experiencing the shedding effect until probably
6 to 9 months
six to
later.
nine months
Mm-hmm.
after the baby. 6 to 9 months. Some people a little sooner, some people a little bit later. Again, depending upon on your health, where you are will determine how aggressive and how much you see that's happening. So we're just giving little tidbits because it's so many things. It's such a huge, vast. And so when you talk about women, women are losing hair all over. So when we're combing and brushing our hair, the way that we would notice that hair loss is if I part the middle of my hair and I look at my part. If my part is wider, that you see this little tail comb, if it's wider than that, that means I'm losing more hair than I should, because our part should not
Mm-hmm.
be wider than this
Mm-hmm.
metal tail comb. So, and I see, because Patricia and I eyes are trying
Yeah.
to see, oh, that don't look right. For some people, it may
Mhm.
look right, but it's not right. Your part should not be how I have my braids
Yeah.
up. Your part shouldn't be that wide, like where my two braids are, because this is the natural part. If you got your part is spread it to where these two braids are, that's considered a problem. I mean, it's not funny, Pat, but I'm just saying we got to, our eyes,
Yeah.
we have to be very intentional of what we're looking at. So for us, we take pictures. So when you take pictures today and then you go back 30 days or 90 days from the first picture and you put them side by side, you're going to see either a great success or some transition of something went wrong. So
Mhm.
those are just little things that I wanted to share. I'm not sure if Patricia
Okay.
wanted to add to what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
I was talking more on the normal healthy tip, and Jen is talking about
mhm.
more on maybe hormonal sickness, medication. Um, what else?
So we're
Yeah.
basically talking
Yes.
normal, and I'm talking about
Yes.
dysfunctional, right?
Mhm.
This disorder or something that suddenly
Yes.
happened in your life, and you're like, how is this happening? So yes, springtime triggers more shedding because your hair in the winter. So if we think about it, our hair, we should have more hair in the winter to give us
Yes.
more shield and protection and warmth. As we're going into the spring, we're shedding the old
Yeah.
hair that was protecting us to create new hair so that the new healthy hair can flow. So we have
Yes.
3 cycles of growth: catagen, anagen, telogen. Pat was talking about
Intelligent. Mhm.
telogen, which in the wintertime we're resting, we're sleeping. The hair isn't stimulating because we're covered up, we're bundled up, we're not really working out like we normally do. Some people are, but I'm saying just traditionally we are like
Just
animals. They
like
go into the
animals.
cave, they take all their
Mhm.
foods and nutrients, they prepare, and then it's like, okay, wintertime comes, they're starting to slow down, they're starting to go rest, and they're not moving actively. They're carrying a little more weight so that they can protect themselves from the winter. Same thing with humans. We just don't be relating it. Not saying that we're
Yeah.
animals, but we live a certain way and we follow the cycle of life. So, not going too far out. So, as Patricia was saying, we as trichologists, we have herbal formulated products that are created to help men and women to rejuvenate hair growth as well as maintain hair growth. And so I wanted to share with you our strengthening system, which I'm sure Patricia could show you better because it's probably closer. I don't
I
have the leave-in
do
on my
have an
shelf
empty
since it's
bottle of
sold
leave
out.
in. That's just how much
You
I
have?
use it.
Okay, there you go. Yes, really good. So when we talk about those that are going through shedding, this system is very, very gentle. And just to give you an example, my niece in her second pregnancy was experiencing an extreme amount of shedding. It's not unnormal. We always think pregnancy, hair growth, no issues, but she was also dealing with iron levels not at the right levels and things like that. And of course, being pregnant, you can't take nutrients. You got to take your prenatals and doctor's recommendations. So we have nutrients, but we never suggest our nutrients until after you're done nursing, um, not while you're pregnant. So these are for our women that are pregnant, right? So for our regular everyday person, our nutrients are created with vitamins and minerals that support your hair growth. They'll say, oh, I'll just get some hair, skin,
Mhm.
nail vitamins. Hair, skin, nail vitamins, ours is more focused because we work with clients that are losing their hair. So we have our milligrams are probably a little bit more. We have a lot more herbal formulation that's going to help support the hair shedding, the hair loss. And I will share some pictures through our H2 Growth site in regards to just clients being on the nutrients and having great results within 30 days. So that's to help the internal support. So a lot of times people are losing hair because of a deficiency, your lack there of a nutrient or iron deficiency, or you're just not eating the right foods because a lot of our foods can give us the nutrients that we need. But we're women and men on the go. We just eat what we need to eat so we can have the energy to work. So our system, we have a strengthening system. This system supports extreme shedding. It supports healthy hair. I use it as a specialty service in the salon. So we have two types of shampoos. We have our rejuvenating shampoo, which is an herbal formulated shampoo that supports the blocking of DHT. We also have our gentle pure shampoo, which is we normally recommend more for our textured clients, because the rejuvenating shampoo may give someone like a natural client more of a cleansing, or like a first
shampoo.
Or clarifying shampoo. However, it's definitely good for the first shampoo because you're still treating that person that may be suffering with more DHT in their bodies, that's creating that reaction of hair shedding and falling out. Then we have our Sensation Scalp Cleanse. Our Sensation Scalp Cleanse for our clients that are in the up north, where you're dealing with dry and itchy scalp. It has all the bees. It's going to eat away the sebum gently, giving you that prep before you go shampoo that hair and then put your conditioner in to support the good morning, Natasha, my good friend from
Good morning,
Connecticut.
Natasha.
Hey, good morning, Natasha. So our shampoo system is specialized. Just to go back to my niece, she couldn't take the nutrients. She couldn't sit under the laser. The laser, a low light level laser, which I could turn this little machine right here. That's my laser. It's a spa grade laser that helps to wake the follicles up. It helps the hair to the capillaries to create more blood flow. It helps to repair the cells, and it's telling the hair to regenerate. So some people that, like myself, I sit under my laser when I have on braids. So this is my second week into braids. So I've cleaned my scalp with the cleanser, and then I wipe it down with a damp cloth. Then I'll go in with our H2 Grow Anti-Itch Growth Oil to hydrate my scalp. Then I sit under the laser for about 20 minutes, and I'm telling my blood flow in my scalp and my follicles that, yes, I'm still stimulating growth. I'm promoting blood flow, because when your hair is in braids, when your hair is in extensions, your hair is in the telogen phase, which is what, Patricia? Rest.
Yeah, resting.
When we're in
I'm sorry, I
protective
didn't know
styles,
you
our
was
hair is
asking me.
resting. I know, I was asking you the question. It's all good. So these are some things that we implement for our clients that need it, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't do protective styles, because our lifestyles might require it. But when I'm in a protective style, I still provide stimulation and blood flow, so that my hair is, although in a style that's resting, my scalp isn't resting, because I am circulating the blood flow with the laser. It's a cool light laser. It's going to go beyond the epidermal layer until the capillaries and the vessels that feed our follicles. That's what that's going to help to do. So in our strengthening system, we have either the gentle, pure, or our rejuvenating shampoo. Then we have our hyper hair mask, which is a protein herbal formulated conditioner that's going to help support, strengthen, and soften, giving manageability. And then we have our Sensation Scalp Cleanse, which is step one. We're cleansing the scalp. We let it sit on based upon the condition. So anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. We have a micro mister that has a red light and a blue light. If your client is really, really seborrheic dermatitis or has extreme dandruff, you could put them under a blue light, which is a cool light that's going to help with the mist and the steam to help lightly slough off the dry skin on the scalp before you go on shampoo. So now you're not trying to dig it off or scratch it off or violently brush it off, because what you're doing is attacking the scalp, and you're telling the scalp to create more dandruff, and you're going to have a worse problem, because in the next 2-3 days, that client's going to come back and say, my dandruff is worse because you went and scratched and irritated, digged it up. No, you're going to gently allow it to remove itself. So when it comes off, it's not trauma to the scalp. And lastly, we have our leave-in conditioner that is this green substance right here, our leave-in. That's after conditioning. You might do 1 or 2 sprays, comb it through, and then proceed with your hairstyling. The system is, they work together. If you use it, again, as I was saying about my niece, I did maybe 4 shampoo treatments, and she said within the 4th
Yeah.
treatment, there was
Good.
no shedding. So for me, that was kind of like amazing because I couldn't give her anything else internally. And then what I basically said to her was check with her doctor, retest her blood levels, and maybe she may need to increase her nutrients based on her iron and things that the doctor can recommend, and then stay on that regimen. And then we used our silk serum. Do I have any close by? Yeah. Our silk serum is what she was using to hydrate and support. It has metformin, which is a strengthening herbal formula within our serum. And
Mhm.
that's not greasy, but it's going to give that hair that flow. You could use it on extensions. You could use it on natural hair. You could use it on relaxed hair. It is a pretty versatile serum, and I
Yes.
use it and I love it. So on our site, we have it as a system, or you could buy the products individually. When you buy it as a system, it's more cost effective. You know, when I think about, I don't mind selling individual things to people, but I figure if you need the whole system,
Yes.
it makes more
And
sense to get the whole
yeah.
system, because it's going to have it's still going to have a nutrient, it's going to have a shampoo, it's going to have a conditioner, it's going to have a
And
sensation
a
scalp
leaving.
cleanse, and the leave-in. And that's 5 products,
Yes.
and that's 3-month supply in our system. So I'm going to pass it back over to Patricia. Hopefully, I gave you, I know it's a lot of information. We could always
Mhm.
piggyback on our product knowledge, but just so you know, the strengthening system is a strengthening formula to help clients that are having excessive shedding, the nutrients for non-pregnant and non-nursing moms. We have a 30-day non-marine complex. For myself, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I use our non-shellfish 90-day that has marine complex. And what does that mean? It's like for people that are not taking enough omega-3s, they're not doing enough fish or protein that
Yes.
we need to help build strength for our hair to grow.
So I wanted to let
There
people
you go.
know, for those who stay in the warm climates when it's supposed to be winter, we go through the same thing,
Yeah.
guys. I know that it's we don't have a winter here in Florida. You may find I mean, well, I won't say Florida. I'll say here in Miami, South Florida.
South Florida.
We may have we may have a few cold, chilly days, but our hair go through the same
Mm-hmm.
thing, guys. So just because we're speaking of people who was in the winter and they was going through the telogen phase, which is the resting stage, our hair still
Resting.
goes through the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. So I just wanted you to know that, because some people might be like, well, we here in Florida, South Florida, we don't have a winter, but we go through the same things.
Well, I think what with us in South Florida, um, people that are actually suffering like me and Patricia, I have very bad allergies.
Yes.
So when we think about the things that we have to
Suppress
take to suppress
allergies.
our itchy eyes, our nose, and things like that
Which
that's running,
I'm
the
going through
products that we
today.
have
This
to
morning I
use.
woke up sinus,
Yeah,
so I had to take Zyrtex. Mm-hmm.
exactly. So when you're taking Zyrtec, or you're drinking
Teas.
certain teas, or you're consuming caffeine, guess what that's doing internally? Drying us up inside internally. So for us, we're getting now the reaction of, why is my scalp dry? Why is my skin dry? Because we're
Yes.
taking suppressants that are helping to suppress our issues with allergies. So imagine you being in braids and extensions during our winter phase, which feels like summer. Your
Yeah.
hair is sleeping because you're not providing any
Mm-hmm.
stimulation. So women can come into our clinic, or you can actually purchase a laser cap, and you could utilize that every other day, because it's like working a muscle. When you put on a laser cap, you're not doing it every day, because then you're overproduction too much. You're thinking you're doing something to make it better, you're working out muscles. You give time for it to rest, and then you go back and you stimulate. So you could purchase one of those and create stimulation and blood flow while you're still wearing the styles that you're wearing to promote an anagen phase, which means I'm growing, versus a catagen and a telogen phase, resting and shedding. And then you'll notice that you're not having as much hair loss coming from out of your extensions and your braids. So those are some things that we also have on our website as well. So just keep that in mind. The laser is very beneficial. It's been around for a long time, but I'm assuming a lot of times, especially in the brown community, we're not really aware of the things that we have and the tools to help promote healthier
And
hair.
along with our nutrients, you guys, you got to remember you need your collagen. Um, that's for hair, skin, and nails and bones. You need probiotics as well. Gut health, create health, hair
Right.
growth, and
And
scalp.
scalp.
And then you have your multivitamin and your omega-3s for those who don't get enough of protein, fish oil, those things also helps with
Right.
our nutrients.
Exactly.
So if you
So,
need information
and
on
again,
those products, you could DM me and I could give you a link to my Herbalife website. Um, they have great supplements for hair
yes,
loss. And that's what I recommend to my clients
for
because
those.
I know what works for them, So,
Right.
and I take them
And you
as
take them
well
too.
too.
I take them as well. So,
So,
right. So, is there any other points you think you wanted to get to
yeah,
them? I think this was a really
it was.
great
It was.
information to provide.
I know we
We
have
had
so
to
much.
research more
Yeah,
because,
and
again, we're
we
not in the
feel like
winter.
Max.
We don't
We
have
feel like
winter.
Max because we feel like we have so much information. We want to give it all at once, but we really can't, guys. So
No, no,
hopefully
no,
we can
no.
try to get Dr. Max
No.
on next week to talk about springtime detoxing. You know, um,
Yeah, so for myself and Patricia, we have our own different methods, but I do follow Dr. Max's program with standard process. So I start my detox spring equinox, which will be the
see,
weekend of the 20th of March. So I normally do a one day water fast, and then I go into a vegetarian. I can eat and detox at the same time, but I can only eat specific things, and then I'm taking a specific herbal shake
mhm,
daily to help with that detox process. And that's something that I have been
yeah.
doing with Dr. Max
So
for quite
maybe
some time.
maybe
So
we
I
could
am
get
going to be
Dr.
doing
Max
that too.
on next week
Yeah.
to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's necessary. Spring is a very important time of the year. And a lot of times we miss that time. And some people are still on Lent. They're
hmm
doing their 40-day fast. However, for me, I start my detox fasting.
And we're starting around the same time as well. I'll detox fasting around the same time, the 20th or the 21st or something like that. So yeah.
Right. So, so look, stay tuned for that. So we're going to bring Dr. Max and just for each person. For me, working out 3 to 4 times a day and now detoxing helps to keep my gut health, keep my body in order and feeling a lot more rejuvenated.
She
So
meant 3 or 4 times a week, guys, not a day.
yeah, 4 times. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I ain't working out like that. Lord have mercy. Right, 3 times a day. Sorry, 3 or 4 times a day. Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Just and just to summarize, we eating healthy, exercising, whatever that looks like for you, moving the body, whether it's walking, going to the gym, CrossFit or training, do something. Drinking lots of water, adding these nutrients and supplements to your daily routine will help promote a better and healthy foundation for yourself as well as for your hair. So we say be patient,
And
trust the
stay
process, and
consistent.
stay consistent.
Yep. You have to trust the process.
Trust the
So, yeah.
process, be patient, and stay consistent. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for logging on and listening to some of the things that we had to talk about. We're looking forward to continuing this conversation because springtime going into the summertime, that's what we look forward to. And then we'll be talking about vitamin D deficiency and things like that,
Yeah.
because that's also
Mm-hmm.
part of coming from out of the winter and fall to spring. A lot of us could be
Yeah.
deficient in vitamin D, but we'll talk about that on another time. So
Okay.
looking forward to it. It's been a
All
pleasure, guys. You
right.
guys have a wonderful day and be blessed.
You too, Jen. Have a
Yes.
good one.
You too. Take care.
Don't work so hard.
I'll try not to. You don't either. Bye. Have a good day.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.